Hello everyone, this is Zeroraptor signing on yet again, and today we're going to be playing the very last chapter of Fall of Cybertron. And in this particular chapter I have the option to choose between Optimus Prime or Megatron. I guess I could do Optimus first, and then after that I could go through a Megatron scenario and see how that turns out. Oh, I can use Optimus's G1 character, but then Megatron stays the same, so that's kind of unfair. There goes the Ark, freshly fueled by Metroplex. Here's a Nemesis, permanent version of Trypticon.
Placed all of their hopes on a glorified cargo hauler. Soundwave.
Still looks more impressive than the Nemesis.
You will lead the first wave of the assault.
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Oh. Playing as Soundwave? Okay. I guess since I already played as Optimus, they're making me do the Decepticon side.
Make sure those tow cables hit their mark. I've mapped out precise weak points to hit. Once we've latched on, I'll start dispatching the boarding parties.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, what?
Yes, sir. Sir?
That's more like it. Those Autobots won't know what'll hit them. Megatron had the Nemesis designed for maximum carnage.
Yes, sir, sir.
More like the Nemesis was already meant for maximum carnage, given that it was Trypticon.
Teletrans store or line.
Ah, no lines for Soundwave. Let's go try Corruptor, see how that works. Alright, Soundwave.
Cannon fire jammed the door release. You got any ideas, Soundwave?
Rumble. Stand by for ejection.
Yeah, that door is jammed. Gotta find a way to pry it open.
Where's... Do I press Q?
Rumble.
Oh, there we go.
Let's rumble!
Return.
Does he also have Frenzy too? Wow. Right in there, huh?
Laser beak. Eject. Hard entrance. Arc. Boarded without incident.
Yeah, oddly enough, is no one monitoring this section?
Decepticons have breached the ship! Autobots, on your right!
Oh.
He's around here somewhere! Decepticons in range!
Jeez, Laserbeak, you did it so much quicker for Megatron.
Die!
I guess he doesn't have Frenzy.
Rumble. Eject.
I thought you'd never rest, Soundwave.
Return.
Pokemon Go!
Soundwave, the Ark's defensive cannons are taking their toll. Destroy them!
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Soundwave, have Laserbeak and Rumble deal with those pathetic Autobots!
How do you even know?
Eject.
Let him have it.
Return. Return.
Return to your Pokeball.
Arc defense systems eliminated.
Excellent, Soundwave. Decepticons, all attack groups cleared to traverse cables.
Oh, so I'm switching in
All
between
flyers and
them.
aerial bots to launch bays. Sever those tow cables. We're being overrun.
Ah, great. I'm
Launch 2-9er, en route!
fine again.
Right on at once! Let's turn and burn! Pound the armor, and the outer skin will shatter!
There, a chink in the armor. Now destroy it. Jetfire, this is a zero-G environment. Try using your rocket launcher in robot form.
Not enough of this. Boom! There it is! Say hello to the ground for me!
Oh, why can't I do a barrel roll?
Target acquired. Go! Gotta watch over those sentry guns. Got it! Cables are severed, Optimus. We needn't worry about any more Decepticons crashing. What?
Okay, War for Cybertron's a little bit on the flying, because at least I can do a barrel roll in there.
This place is crawling with Autobots. Out of my way!
Well, it is the Ark, there's nothing but Autobots on there.
Make your way to the propulsion deck and gut their engines. The Autobots must not reach that space portal. On my way.
That jet grouping run.
I love the sound of Autobots crunching under my feet.
Hit him with something that will
I love how much they make use of the Wilhelm scream.
Starship! Just keep firing! The bigger they are, the harder...
The harder they hit. There, you learn to shoot.
Man, the Ark's getting totally wrecked.
Megatron, I've reached the Ark's primary energon tank. Ah, this isn't even bad.
Yeah, you got that right.
Verticus is targeting our fuel tanks.
Copy, Jetfire.
Alright, yeah.
Where are my guns?
Ah, it's so awesome to play Jazz again. Even if it is for the last chapter.
Go, Jetfire. My spark is finished.
Keep your focus, soldier. We'll get through this.
Hey, it's the other aerial bots.
I need to find Ratchet.
Air raid and silver
Back
bolts.
you up with an airstrike. Don't keep me waiting long, Flyboy.
It's Jazz! We got a chance now!
Oh, Bruticus. Oh, you are even up there up close.
Oh,
The
jeez.
little Autobot wants to play.
That's one step too far.
Can't run from this.
Look out! Incoming!
Oh,
When the shields go down, the grapple comes out.
Nobody does that to me.
oh.
You're really starting to boil my oil.
You don't think I'm coming near that, do you?
No problem. It slices, it dices. But wait, there's more.
Oh, no. There's no way I'm breaking through this shield. Jetfire, I can sure use a hand right about now.
Already on it, Jazz. Lure him to this EMP mine and keep him there. We'll take care of the rest.
Sure, easy enough. Come on over, Bruticus.
There! Now go for the legs! You did it! All
You're really starting to grind my gears.
Oh, great.
I'm here, Sharon.
On the EMP mine, coming up!
Friggin' leapers.
I actually felt that.
Nope, too close, too close.
You're gonna hate this.
That's it! Now see if you can trip him up!
Wouldn't want to be you.
Nope.
You did it! Ordnance inbound!
Yeah, burn, you bastard.
On the EMP mine, coming up! There! Don't go for the legs!
Dang it, these friggin' leapers. Get him, aerial bots. Oh snap. Oh, that's where he got the gun from.
Even if you destroy me, Megatron, others will rise to defeat your tyranny. Then I'll just have to destroy you all!
Yeah, Bumblebee should be like freaking dead.
Bumblebee!
That's a artillery
What a
gun.
waste of energon! After eons of conflict, I finally see the truth of your words, Megatron. And what might that be, Optimus? This universe, no matter how vast, will never be big enough for you and I to coexist.
And this is why this is way better than the War for Cybertron anime. Oh, where's your axe, dude? Friggin' Optimus here. Come on. Give me your axe.
No one can stop me!
Oh, Grimlock controls.
Perhaps you should have spent more time in the pit. And perhaps you should have spent more time in the library.
Oh. Yeah, I get to fight like Grimlock. Okay. I'm just gonna dodge. Am I supposed to double click? Whoa. Come on, Optimus! Yeah, knock him down. Would have been more satisfying you had your axe.
Call yourself a prime. You were a records clerk when I found you. You will
Stop
be
blinding
done when
me.
I'm through with you. You're gonna talk or fight, Megatron.
Oh, why can't Optimus transform? Alright, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on.
This ends now. This ends when I say it ends.
It ends when the game ends. That's all I have to say about that. Ow. Why can't Optimus transform? I want to see him use his tank mode. Or truck mode. that should have technically killed Megatron.
The vortex is tearing the ship apart! No! I will not be denied!
I guess it didn't matter if I picked Optus or Megatron. That was like the only fight that I would be controlling Megatron. There you go. And thus begins Transformers Prime. Although I wish they still followed the cartoon story instead. But, you know, Hasbro.
Till all are one.
Yeah. I know a lot of Transformers fans are a big fan of this particular version of the Touch, but I feel it works fine in the tone of Fall of Cybertron. Thank you, audio designers. You guys did amazing with the sound effects and stuff, because I think from what I heard, the audio designers and the Foley artists, like every sound effect in War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron were made from scratch. Like they actually made all those sound effects themselves. They didn't reuse anything other than maybe the Wilhelm scream.
Is our best and last hope, my friend.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Cliff Jumper and Jazz, they were awesome team. I wish there was like more co-op opportunities in here. There's Soundwave being a boombox, which it's still a small thing, but it's better than him transforming into a Walkman. Go B! I like this version of the Touch, it's good. Metroflex, aww. Aww. That's so sad what happened to him. What are those little things? It's like, I guess they're like the little fauna of... part of the fauna of Cybertron. I don't know, I kind of... Oh, it's just... It's got a long chain of chasers. Is that supposed to be Perceptor? Oh man, Jazz. So slick, man. Love this version of Jazz. I mean, he was pretty cool in the original cartoon too, but they just like took that original coolness factor and upped it by like 100. And there you have it. That is the end of Fall of Cybertron. I got to play through some of the other characters, like Jazz. Didn't get to play through Cliff Jumper or Starscream. I mean, given no need for stealth, this is all out going in a dogfight. I like that I got to be Jetfire and go after the tow cables, but I really wish there was more like space dogfighting in that regard when it comes to like the aerial bots versus the Seekers. I mean, you get some of that, you already get some of that in War for Cybertron, but I mean, it would have been nice to do it in like this level of graphical fidelity and stuff. But yeah, this is like, that was literally the only time you get to play as an aerial bot in Fall of Cybertron. Everyone else is like, you're playing like the ground-based characters. Well, I mean, you do play as a Vortex on the Decepticon side, so I guess that balances it out. You're playing the helicopter character from Decepticons, and you're playing the jet fighter from the Autobots. So yeah, you got to play both sides in every different category, which is pretty much similar to War for Cybertron in that regard. I feel like this game could have been combined with War for Cybertron, and the developers could have just made like a nice long 30-minute game that uses like a huge chunk of the original cartoon G1 cast. I think that would have been fun, especially given like I would like to see something more with Ironhide. Ironhide would have been a fun character to play. Hound, I would have loved to see something like that. Wheeljack, I mean, he's the weapons specialist, so he invents all this like knickknacks and stuff to use on the Decepticons. The one thing, like here when you're playing as Soundwave, you have his special ability is just calling out his minicons. So it's kind of confusing how in War for Cybertron, when you do play as Soundwave, like he just calls out this little gun drone. He doesn't call out his minicons. Which, I mean, I guess given that like the developers basically made like certain categories of gameplay, like you have the scout character, the warrior character, and the supporter character, and each scenario you get to choose between 3 Autobots or Decepticons to fit in those particular parameters. So I get that it's because of that, like Soundwave in War for Cybertron couldn't just call out Rumble and Laserbeak or Frenzy in like your normal like playable gameplay. It's just so much potential that the developers just started to explore in War for Cybertron, and then here in Fall of Cybertron they really improved on that kind of gameplay, but then the story had to be reworked because they couldn't base it on the original cartoon anymore. They had to follow Hasbro's rule, which was to make the games connect with the aligned continuity, which includes Bayformers, Transformers Prime, and I think the one after Transformers Prime was Robot in Disguise, which also was a terrible sequel from what I've heard. Like similar to how Beast Machines followed up Beast Wars, but the writers of Beast Machines had no idea the extent of the story in Beast Wars, so the story in Beast Machines ended up like really coming apart because the character development and everything in there didn't line up with what happened in Beast Wars. But as long as Hasbro keeps doing their executive meddling in these different media, is like we're always going to get these like half-baked stories because they're just not letting developers and writers have full creativity with where they want to take the franchise. I think large part from what I hear, the comic artists, the comic book creators and have a bit more leeway because like there's the Dreamwave continuity, there's the IDW continuity. I think they started a new one like back in 2018. I haven't read any of the comics because I'm more of a graphic novel kind of person. I don't really go out by like these separate issue comic books like the Teen Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books. I've never read any of them, but I waited until they released them all in like full book volumes, and now I have the entire collection in my library. So if they do that for the Transformers comics, I might be interested in purchasing them in like volume kind of releases, but I'm not gonna go out and get like the comic book formats, which are pretty much dying anyways. I don't know whether I touch on the comics or not. I just know that a lot of Transformers fans really think highly of the comics. I think they're that well made because Hasbro doesn't have as much executive meddling in that compared to the video games, the TV shows, and the movies. If anyone's interested in what happens to the Dinobots, according to the comics, there's the Rage of the Dinobots, and then after that is the Fall of Cybertron comics. So those two stories, they're supposed to follow the story of the Dinobots after the Autobots left the planet, and according to that, they eventually find Sludge, but Sludge is kind of upset that the Dinobots didn't bother to go looking for him after they got freed. And I'm like, well, I mean, they kind of had that whole, space portal tower thing to go after they found each other, so they didn't quite have the time to do it until after. And according to the comics, Grimlock does survive. He just takes a pretty bad tumble off that floating platform in the end of the game. So yeah, Dinobots according to the comics, they turned out alright. As for everything else, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's the end of this adventure with the High Moon Studios Transformers. They also made another game called Transformers Escalation, which also is pretty well done. Is like the entire design aesthetic is based on the original cartoon. It doesn't tie in with War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron, but it's still like a really good standalone game on its own. So that's another highly regarded game. But yeah, Activision and Hasbro really screwed them over. Like they were looking so forward to making their own remake of the cartoon in video game form, and Hasbro was like, nope, you know, follow Cybertron, you're gonna follow the aligned continuity that we have set in stone. They're like, man, really? So yeah, I would have loved to see a full-on 30 plus hour game from Transformers game from High Moon Studios. I think that would have been so amazing. It could have followed like the war breaking out on Cybertron, and then them leaving Cybertron, and then them getting to Earth, and then Wheeljack making the Dinobots and just going all out on that. But yeah, it's a shame. So much potential. And that's it. This is Fall of Cybertron came out 2012. There really hasn't been any other media that really lives up to what the developers at High Moon Studios did for Transformers. And I mean, we all know about Bayformers. I don't know, I might do like a little reaction series to that, because I've only seen the first 2 Bayformers. I haven't seen all 5. I did see Bumblebee. Bumblebee was pretty good. It just, again, same thing with Bumblebee. Like, Bumblebee could have been that much better if it didn't tie into Bayformers. Like, there was a lot in the story that still forced the writer to tie it back to Bayformers. I was like, you should have just done a hard reboot and just make a completely new continuity of the live-action Transformers. But no, they still had to tie it back to Bayformers. So it was like, it's just that much closer to being perfection as a live-action Transformers. So that'll be it for now. Until next time, this is Zero Raptor, Autobot loyalist, forever and ever. Till next time, this is Zero Raptor signing off. Laters.